Don't turn the light out, let it burn brighter. I can see so clearly now. For every fear that's fading, another heart is waiting. It takes a man to hold things down.
Yes, lads, welcome back to another stream. That's such a tune, by the way, yeah? That is actually such a fucking banging tune, that. Yeah, it's sick, isn't it? It's actually mint, man. You know what I mean? I actually listen to them, like, not even just on the stream, on my Spotify and that. They're actually sick, man. I love that tune. And they've got a new tune coming out soon as well.
Steve, you're on mute.
Are they from Manchester, that band, bro?
Yeah. A couple of them are City
local
fans.
boys.
A couple of them are City fans, right? And he told me as well, you know how mad that is? I think I might have told this story before. You know, they did a gig in London. Yeah, City fans turned up in London to go to the gig for my stream. How mad is that? And they were messaging me in the morning saying, yo, City fans turning up from the stream saying LB, like, fucking always listen to you on it. Because I don't know if you know, Joe, but whenever I do the streams, I always put the tune on. You know what I mean? And fucking sick. Anyway, and they got a new tune coming out soon, so I'm looking forward to that. City won again, back-to-back wins, which is great fucking news. First time it's happened since October when we beat Wolves and Southampton, which is obviously great. Another win, 3 points in the bag. We are now only 6 points behind Arsenal as well, which I think is absolutely hilarious, given the fact we've won hardly any games in the last couple of months. Listen, we're going to go through some of the positives, some of the negatives, because there were definitely some negatives there as well. Are the positive signs? Can this be resolved with some signings? What we're doing in the transfer market? We're now 4 days into the transfer window and still no signings. Is this acceptable? Or is it okay? Do we just need to be a little bit more patient? We'll find out what the lads are saying. Got a couple of chats in as well, so I'll come to them in a second. But yeah, Steve, let me start off with you, and then Danny, Joe, just come in when you want. Sort of summary from today, bro. Another win, but maybe some concerns as well. What are you saying?
Yeah, big up everyone, man. It's good to be back on. I had a bit of a crazy Christmas, as you know, bro. You know what I'm saying? I went a bit over the top, so it's good to be back in a routine again. Been back in the gym, slamming it, back watching City again. Most importantly. Over the Christmas period, that's the most thing I missed, to be honest with you, just watching my team. I told you, bro, my favourite thing to do is watch my team and talk about my team. That's my two favourite things to do, so we're back. Yeah, today, bro, it took me half an hour to get that radio channel sorted, you know, trying to find that right frequency on the radio.
Yeah, the radio.
I was stressed out, man. I was so stressed out. Like, that
Danny doesn't have this fucking problem, though. Danny doesn't have this problem.
It took me too long to understand that. I was like, oh, yeah.
A lot of people who are not from England and that, they're like, what is this guy on about?
Radio?
Why is he doing a watch along on the radio? Like, what's going on? It's like, oh, you got no evidence on me, lads.
Yo, bro, I'm telling you, man, it was super stressful. But half an hour in, I got there anyway, and I managed to get actually a really good frequency. It never interrupted once. Yeah, man, bro. So obviously, I missed the first goal, didn't I? But I watched it back. But yeah, man. So, bro, ultimately, it's the perfect day for me because, you know, City won and I got to see a few rivals drop points as well. So I couldn't ask for any more than that. In terms of the team, I think some beautiful things on display, man. You know what I mean? Some beautiful high-level things on display. Savio showing what potential he really has. That was the biggest standout for me today. Haaland for me as well. I know there's been a little bit of slander on Haaland, man, but I think he silenced a few man today because he's shown like his link-up play today was some of the best link-up play that you can see and ask for in a striker. He's one of those guys, yeah, like you can rely on him, bro. Like I've seen a few times today, we knocked the ball straight to him from the defense, and like this guy's obviously so strong, you can't knock him off the ball. And you know his touch was on point today, and he was laying it off to the midfield, you know, bringing other people into play. And I think that's the key to Man City at the moment is playing through Haaland. You know what I'm saying? Like that's basically like all we've got. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is a bit dead. But yeah, Savio, man, he was crazy today. He was showing some really high level things. Gvardiol as well. I think he's shown some really nice things playing out from the back. Like in terms of defensive standpoint, we're obviously we know, man, we're pretty much in the bin, bro. And I think like we could have got punished again today off a few other teams. We could have got punished, but like playing out from the back though, I think you're always gonna see some nice things, especially from Gvardiol. One touch passing into midfield. It's beautiful things, man. You don't really see that anywhere else. Like you know, one touch passes, bro. Like bang. I'm like, I didn't even see that pass I didn't even see it was an option, but all of a sudden, Gvardiol's picked a midfielder out. So we think he's some really nice things, man. I think Haaland and Savio is the biggest highlights for me. But yeah, man, definitely some problems as well, bro. Like highlighted. I mean, I agree with everything Pep said. I think Pep summarized it beautifully, man. Like he's almost crying out for a transfer, isn't he?
I think that's what he's doing, by the way. Yeah, because I listen. I thought like going forward and that we was much better than we have been. Like you said there, I still thought like defensively we're all over the show. Just generic defending and like in transitions, counter attacks, all that. Which for me that was just as bad as it's been for the last 2 months, right? And then I saw Pep's comments after the game. I was like, wow, he's being well negative. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? If he was a YouTuber, he'd be getting called out by all the happy clappers for being too negative. I was like, he's being very negative there. And listen, I agree with everything he said. But he's being very negative. In my head, yeah, I don't know what you guys are saying. I think that's him saying to the board, yeah, well, I think it is. I could be completely right. I think that's him saying to the board, yo, don't just think because we've won 2 games and we've got a couple of players from injuries, like we're about to turn a corner. I need players. That's what I think.
It's a bit.
Well, do you know what, bro? We have standards, man. Just before one of us jump in, we have standards, man, and the standards ain't there right now. We can't let them drop. And Pep, he's not prepared to let them drop. We won 2 games, but Pep's calling it out, man. And I'm sorry, but fuck the happy clappers, in it. Like you've got to keep on top of the standards, bro. If we want to be back there where we belong, we can't just be taking wins. Obviously, I'll take it, in it, but we can't just be allowing these kind of performances, bro. Because the midfield's crap, bro. You know what I mean? We are wide open still at the end of the day. And obviously, it's good to see that my manager's on that. Go on, Joe. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mix of both, because I think Pep's got form for doing this in terms of, we have a really bad result and he comes out and says, like, obviously we've not had like a string of results like we've had for the last 2 months, but we've had a couple of shit results back to back, or some in the previous slumps we've had in other seasons. And Pep's been like, no, it's all good. Like everything the performance has been great. We just the result was shit, and then we'll sort of bounce back and eventually get that win. And that's when Pep will go, now we were actually shit today. And it's like, well, like I don't know what it is. It's a bit of a mix of sort of him, he obviously doesn't want to kick them when they're down, because that's not really the way that Pep deals with it when things are actually going bad. And it's also a little bit of getting like sort of sending a message to the players of like, don't think that just because you've won a game that we're all good now. Like you actually still did a lot of shit things. But obviously from a fan's point of view, that's not very satisfying, because I want to see, I and I know exactly why he does it, but I want to see, I tweeted this out earlier, like sort of, the a bit of a joke about like him sort of coming out and saying that is incredibly Pep. It's just very much like him to do that. But I'm the kind of the opinion that I want to see. There's the stop with happy clapping. Yeah. Hey, we
Sorry,
we
mate.
lost to York. We're at York away once. It's like it's kind of a obviously the reason why he's doing it now is kind of just to make it very clear to the fans, the players and the board. Like just because we've won a couple of games back to back, like doesn't really mean anything. Like we are still shit. And there's obviously, as you say, there is definitely an element of pointing, sort of to making it very pointed to the board that we need strikers and stuff like that. We need players. Sorry. So yeah, it's on the performance today in general though. I thought the first half was shit. I thought it was an absolute miracle that we went in the lead, to be honest. But hey, I'm never going to complain with that. But the second half was like much more like the second half was much more like what we're used to. Like I think we took a lot of risks going forward. Like we're a lot sort of better on the ball. Savio in particular is just, he's starting to like. I think that he's been playing kind of in a way that he's been playing in a way that has kind of warranted the goals and assists that he's got in these last couple of games. But it's just now he's getting that look at that rub of the green. Now he's getting Haaland putting them away instead of missing the chances and stuff like that. And I think that it's just been a couple of games which will do him like the world of good for his confidence. And obviously you saw even just today off the back of scoring and assisting in the last game. Getting, even if it was a deflected goal, making a goal happen early in the game. They just gave him the confidence to just go in and do stuff for the rest of it. And as long as we've got some confident forwards, that's all I need. Like, because I think a large part of like the midfield is fucked. Until we get signings, the midfield's fucked. There's nothing we can do about that.
Totally agree. Totally agree with
The
that.
defense is, I mean, you could West Ham should have had like 5 goals in that first half, but maybe you can look at the defense and the way they dealt with that and say, yeah, all right, maybe the defense isn't so terrible. The defense, basically, the defense's problem is fitness. The midfield's problem is it's fucked, and the forwards' problem is confidence. And seeing a bit of confidence come back to the forward line might fix one of the problems, even if the other two are kind of relying on
That's exactly what I said.
injury and B actual, new
That's
bodies coming into the door.
literally, almost word for word what I said in the watch along today, in the sense that we have 3 problems in the team: the attack, the midfield, and the defense. Now, for me, the midfield can't be fixed until you buy new players, in my opinion, because I don't think any of the players can do what Pep wants them to do in the defensive side of the game. The defense probably needs another player for right back, but that can be resolved to a pretty good level. When Diaz is back, you can rest Gvardiol for a couple of games because he's knackered. You might not get like an amazing defense if you don't sort the right back position out, but you'll get that to an acceptable standard. Yeah, and obviously the attack's just not doing anything. But because Savio is now giving us something going forward, which, I agree. I think Savio started to look pretty good over. I think it started probably at the Spurs game, the 4-0. Do you remember when that first 15, 20 minutes when he was on that left-hand side and he was cooking, and it was like, yo, this is he was. And then since then, I think slowly he's been playing well on that left-hand side. My only hope is Pep doesn't mess around and move him. Keep Savio in the team, keep him on that left-hand side, and keep him delivering for Haaland. Because for me, I've said this recently. I don't think Haaland really likes playing with Doku, because I think Haaland likes routine. He wants to know what the players are going to do because he wants to make but the problem is with Doku, and this is a compatibility issue. It's not really a Doku problem. It's if anything, it's a Tiki problem for Bayern. They don't look like they work. For me, when he's playing with Savio on that left-hand side, you see his work rate go up. Haaland, you see he's running. Like when Savio played that ball through him, he makes that run, Haaland, because he knows Savio's going to play the pass and he knows Savio's got the ability. So keep Savio in the team.
On that quickly, on sort of Haaland, like loving the routine of things. With De Bruyne having got his 400 games today, I think they released like sort of an infographic on City of like the top players that he's assisted. So the top 2 or joint 1 is Aguero and Jesus, which I thought was pretty, mad that Jesus is the same level as Aguero. Next is Haaland already on 20. And that's because Haaland knows exactly what KDB is going to do every time he gets it. How many times have we seen KDB gets the ball somewhere deep in midfield and Haaland's instantly on the last shoulder of that defender, and he knows that ball in front of him is going to get played. Like Haaland knows, and KDB knows what he's going to do when he gets it. Haaland knows what he's going to do when he gets it, and that's why there's such an effective forward. Like that's why we've been crying out for KDB to be fit for the last 12 to 18 months, because that makes Haaland so much better going forward. And I think you're right in terms of Doku, for whatever people might think his strengths and weaknesses are, he just doesn't provide Haaland with any kind of like consistency. Like no one knows what, like it's an ongoing joke now that like even Doku doesn't know what he's going to do now.
That's what I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. It's chaos. Yeah, and strikers. Some strikers can thrive on chaos, and some strikers need to know where the ball's going to be so they know where to make the run to. Do you go to the near post? Do you go to the back post? Do you go to the edge of the 6-yard box? Like, what do you do? Yeah. But obviously, when it's Doku, you haven't got a fucking clue what he's going to do. So
I don't want to hate on Doku too much in the sense that like I see Doku's game. Like Doku, he does cut the ball back quite a bit, but the only thing is, that's not Haaland's game. Like Haaland's not really there, innit?
Exactly. It's compatibility. It's not a Doku problem, innit, Steve? It's not a Doku issue. It's a compatibility issue.
Yep.
You see that cross now from Savio? Yeah, that was absolutely world class, bro. That was David Beckham-esque. Do you know what I mean? Nice. That cross right there. And Pep referred to it in his comments as well after the game. Yeah, Pep was saying, he said that having that old school left footer on the left side, he said that helps Haaland, and I think it shows today as well. That was tremendous. That ball cannot be understated. That cross.
Nah, it was top. Go on, Danny. What are you saying, bro?
I totally agree with Joe in the sense that the defense thinks a fitness issue. I think the defender should be the position we're looking for. I remember there was a press conference a couple months ago where Pep said Kanji's been struggling for fitness for a couple of weeks, and since then he's hardly had a day off. I don't think he's nearly as bad as he was today. I think he's just tired. I think he's just getting played week.
They're all knackered.
Yeah. And I want to go back to the whole rub of the green thing. During our streak, we got no luck. Against Everton, we got luck. Against Leicester, we got luck. We got cooked, didn't concede. Today, we had a deflected goal. I think it's just huge for the players to know that stuff can fall in their favor. It's like every bounce doesn't go against them. So I think the first step was to get a lucky win. That was Leicester. And today we sort of turned it on a bit. Now, the first 30 minutes were awful. I do agree. And it's one, a fitness problem, two, a midfield problem that you can't really fix. But again, I think we should be looking into bringing a defender, not because of quality, just because of fitness, and that we just can't rotate. Bodies, exactly. And that's the thing when we talk about Kusanov. People say, is he good enough? Is he not good enough? He's a fit player. He can give people a day off. I mean, yeah.
He looks good enough to me, bro. From what
I really like it.
He looks like an absolute savage, mate. That guy.
Yeah,
I've never seen the guy kick a ball in my life.
I think I've seen enough. Do you know what I'm saying? I've seen a couple of highlights, bro, and I thought I've seen enough. Yo, get me that guy, bro.
I don't even need to see. I don't even need to see anything. Just the fact that, like, as Danny says, the fact that he is a warm body who is capable of playing centre back, like that'll do for me. Like, get him in.
Yeah, man. You know what we talk about, boys? Yeah, we talk about the defense, and we talk about the attack, and we talk about the issues that they possess. I believe all of that, is related to the midfield. You sort that midfield out, the midfield helps the defense, and the midfield helps the attack. So it's the connective play, isn't it? The midfield.
Oh, let me show you this,
system, it's everything in the midfield, bro.
Let me show you this picture that Steve McInerney put up today.
I was literally just going to reference this.
Bro,
yeah.
Right?
It's absolutely. We've all seen it. Like we've all known that this is the case for ages, but to see it like literally just in a picture like that.
Like the problem that we've got is here, is that you see this here. You've got Bernardo here, Kovacic here. These are the two more defensive ones, right? Obviously, KDB will be up here, right? And you've got 5 West Ham players against 4 City players, right? Now, we know that the City players are not defending well, the back line, they're making errors, probably because they're knackered and they're playing with injuries and that. But one of the problems you've got is because our midfield is not preventing any of these or very, very few of these attacks. What hope does our defenders have when they've got a 5-on-4? Yeah. So yes, they need to be called out because some of the defending by some of these players on the pitch is terrible at the moment. But they're getting in these situations 4, 5, 6 times a game, and we were extremely fortunate today that West Ham were very, very wasteful indeed. So if we can get. Yeah, I think we need 2 new midfielders, 2 quality midfielders, because if we can stop 50 to 60% of these attacks, which is what we did when Rodri was in the side, all of a sudden you're bringing this situation down from 5, 6, 7 times a game to maybe 2, maybe 3. And by the way, at that point, because these defenders are not in that situation so many times, they're not knackered because they're all knackered, they're fresher, they're ready to deal with it. They're just constantly getting fucking attack after attack after attack. And unfortunately, Kovacic, Bernardo, whoever it is, Gundogan, I'm not picking out any names. They're all the same. None of them.
Pick them out, bro.
Give us...
No.
Well, none of them can do it. None of them can do it.
I saw this picture. I'm like, is this not just the Everton goal from 2 weeks ago? It's the exact same situation.
Yeah, this guy here, Danny, this guy. Yeah, he is the core, innit? He got the ball there in that situation. Took 3 touches, crossed in the box, bang, they scored. It's the same stuff.
Yeah, you have the guy off of Lewis's shoulder. You have the guy who Akanji's not.
Yeah, this guy at the back post. It's the same situation that happened against them. We've got to get midfielders in, who can protect the defense. Yeah, because otherwise the defense are not going to stop every.
It's
attack.
one of those where you almost end up like. I've seen us concede a lot of shit goals recently where like I'm like who is marking him, but if you look at a position like this where you've got 5 of them and 4 of us, like naturally. How do defenders know who to mark when there's like 2 or 3 people you've all got to focus on at the same time because they are so like they're outnumbering us. It's crazy, but as you say, like the midfield is what needs to sort this out because like we can't just have like people. But then this is where Pep needs to adjust to this. Like maybe don't tell maybe don't tell 2 or 3 midfielders to or the entire midfield for that matter to move 15, 20 yards away from the defense. Like maybe keep it. Maybe keep
you know what it is though, Joe. I just think teams are playing through us so quickly that they're just getting absolutely cooked, and that is why we have to get a player in January. Obviously, we're hearing rumours about Ederson. I'd be amazed if that happens, and I don't even know if he's that good. They've got to get someone in. Rodri got this ACL in September. They've had 3 months to get this player in. Yeah, they got to get him in. And who that is,
Yeah.
obviously, Nobbin's done his video. Great video. Go check it out on Palacios at Leverkusen. I've not seen too much of him, but he sold it to me pretty good. You know, just get someone in. We need somebody who can stop some of these attacks, man. Otherwise, like today, yes, we won 4-1, and obviously that's great. But let's be honest, on another day, we could have conceded 3, 4, 5 goals.
Oh, it would have
in
been
that
3-0 to
half.
West Ham in that first 20 minutes.
And it's
yeah.
not even
Should have
like
been.
it's not even that's not even exaggerating it. That's the situation. So we need to get that midfielder in. Because the thing is, I don't know if you guys agree with me. Obviously, we need a full rebuild, but this season in particular, I think if you get a solid right back in and get me a solid midfielder, I think we're a good team.
We'll get the top 4, mate. We'll get the top 4. We get them 2 things there,
100%.
yeah. Do you know
Get
what I'm
us a
saying?
couple players, man.
I mean, the attack's clicking now. It's just get those 2 players, and you have legs. You have a way to cope with these counterattacks. I don't even think it needs to be a super quick player. Rodri was never a quick player. He just reads the game very well. Just get me someone who reads the game well.
It's having that high level midfielder, isn't it? There's a difference.
Exactly.
But you see what it is, boys. Yeah, you know the way that we play. Yeah, we've always played this way, innit? So we're always going to be susceptible playing this way to them kind of counter attacks. What you've seen in that screenshot there, you're always going to be susceptible to those counter attacks because you know we control the ball, we're high up the pitch, and then boom, you know they've got the ball, and then it's a big like kind of race to our goal almost. And big up Jacob as well. What you saying?
Same, boys. How's it going? Sorry, I'm late. Yeah, I was just gonna say then. I feel like there's just a massive disconnect in the team at the moment. It feels like we're almost in a training session, man, where we're either attacking or defending. So we're either going forward as a 4 in attack, and then when we're losing the ball, it's the 4 guys at the back who are defending against a full wave of opposition players. Now, what's missing there is we're losing the ball. We shouldn't be defending like that. And like I was going to say then, I was looking at the split screen. I'm telling you now, right? I was at the game today, and every single time we lost the ball, Kovacic was fucking jogging back, mate, and it was doing my head in. I tell you now, you might not be able to see him on screen at home because he's probably not even in the shot, like he runs back that slow. But that guy today, right, he was jogging back every time we lose the ball, and I've said it again in previous weeks. He looks fucking rapid when he's got the ball at his feet and he's willing to carry it forward quick enough. And he's got to do the same going back the other way, man. It's draining to see us losing possession like that and then them being right on top of us. Obviously, it's a great win, absolutely buzzing. But like you say, similar to Leicester last week, and I heard a few of you guys saying it as well, it's scary because we easily could have been 2-0 down, man, easily. And, I mean, it's about time we got a goal from the runner playing a bit of luck because I feel like I've not seen that for ages either. But that massively helped us get in the game.
We were shocking, weren't we? And then
we was under the cosh for the first 20 minutes, big time.
Yeah.
And I mean, if Kudus could finish, mate, we could have been put away easily in the first 20 minutes today.
On the Kovacic thing, listen, I like Kovacic, but I think sometimes what he does on the ball, people just then forget about his off-the-ball problems. And again, it's not necessarily his fault unless you think he's not working hard enough. Because he's got the same issue as Gundogan and Bernardo. They're just not quick enough. They can't do what we need them to do.
It's an effort thing, though, as well, man. I just want to see him trying to get back, sprinting to get back. It's like
I do think the yellow card screwed him as well, though. That did not. I said that in the.
I know, but he can still get his body back there. He can still get his body back there. That don't mean he's just like you can even tell on that still shot. His body language, his head's back like that. He's just and he just looked like he couldn't be asked doing the dirty work, man. And that's what we need.
Well,
we need.
I reckon,
willing to do the dirty
what
work.
Gundogan's doing now. You see what Gundogan's doing now, coming on with like last 10 or 15 minutes. That's what Kovacic should be doing.
Yeah,
you know I'm saying, obviously, this guy should not be starting against Man City.
We can't be realistic about winning all these trophies with him as our starting 6, can we? But again, man, all I want is to see 100% effort, man, and I can't say that the players are giving it. I just can't do it, especially the midfield. Again, it's they're the massive disconnect in our team at the moment because the back 4 are getting no support when we're losing the ball, and then it's the front 4 that have got to do all the damage going forward because no one chips in with any goals or killer passes from the midfield either at the moment. So, yeah, it's scary stuff, man, going into the
effort.
To the next
effort levels
games.
is difficult. Effort levels is kind of difficult to really talk. I think there was one game. Which one was it, LB, where you said that it looked like the players had stopped trying. I can't remember
Villa.
which one it was.
Villa.
So that one I was absolutely on board with. But I think in sort of in general over the last 2 months, I don't think it's been a case of. I don't even think really. So obviously, you've seen Kovacic like in the flesh today because it wasn't on camp. So you'll be able to make a better judgment on Kovacic in particular than I can today. But I think in general, I think this midfield's just fucked. Like we're looking at our 5th, 6th, and 7th choice midfielders playing in midfield together. Like,
Well, this is why they got to get the players in, then, Joe. They've got to get the players in.
Oh, 100%. But I don't think the reason why they're bad is down to not trying. Or being like lazy. I think it's just a case that I think they're just physically incapable of.
This is just what they are, innit?
I agree.
Yeah, this is what they are. They're 30-plus-year-olds who have had long careers, and like Kovacic has played a lot of football in his career. Gundogan's played a lot of football in his career.
Yeah.
These are players who just don't have it in them to do the kind of running that us getting constantly peppered with counterattacks requires them to do every game. They can't do it because they're even like Bernardo, man. Like Bernardo's probably run like 400 kilometers every season, like minimum. Like the guy's like, he's got to be like, I mean, he's due for a Fabinho level drop off if he's not already having it. Like it's mad. And again, this is why we need literally an entirely new midfield. Like if Rodri going down means that all of these weaknesses are exposed, then there's the only thing, kind of like we said before you jumped on. It just means that the only way that this midfield can be fixed is new players. Like there's nothing that can be done about the current personnel that we've got.
And that's what I said after 3 games into this run when I did my video on February crisis, because I realised very early on in this run that it's a personnel issue. Yeah, but we can all look at it and go, oh, this game I don't think, like, because for me against Villa, the second goal was appalling. I didn't think we were trying. Jay can sit here today and say he didn't think Kovacic was trying enough for certain points. But ultimately, it's irrelevant because even if they do try, I don't think they're going to really make it much more of a difference because they can't do what we need them to do. I watched Brighton today,
like you say.
Yeah, bro, I watched Brighton today. I've seen that Belabor. Now, I don't know about his on-the-ball ability.
He's sick, man. He's sick.
But off the ball, oh my days!
He dominated our midfield when we played Brighton.
Bro, I was watching him sprinting around. He was physically challenging Rice. Yeah, all these guys winning the ball, sprinting about, and I'm like, who is this guy running around? You know what I mean? I'm like, get me this. This is what we need. We need a player in there that can just sprint about and win duels and get back and that. And this is why I've gone past the point of like really cussing Bernardo and Gundo and Kovacic because I just don't think they're able to do what we need them to do. And we've said it for a long time. This is why the club have to get a player in. And I've said it myself. If they don't have a player in by Brighton, which is 10 days away from now, I think that's really poor. I think it's really, really poor. Yeah. And I think even the most happy, clappy people out there, you've got to say, given the fact we've needed this player for 3 months since he got his ACL, if you don't have a player within the first 2 weeks to solve this issue, I do think that's poor. Now, I'm not asking for someone like a Belabor. Maybe we can't get that until the summer, but he's not telling me there's nobody out there that can help these players because they're struggling, these players. They need support. And for me, Pep today calling them out, yeah, I obviously saying it's not good enough. I think that's him signalling to the board that you do not take your foot off the gas. We need players.
We've got to have been surely, as you say, because we've known about this for so long. Like clubs don't just start talking to other clubs about these transfers like when the window opens.
Yeah,
bro. This is what I'm being told by some people, though, Joe.
And it's so stupid.
January. It's like, what the fuck, mate?
Like if we can't if Atalanta are dead set against selling Ederson, we should have known that 2 months ago. Like in theory, like we should have known, or at least a month ago. Like we shouldn't be entering like same with this Mamouche guy. Like we shouldn't be like entering negotiations now. And then suddenly being like, oh shit, you don't want to sell him? Oh right, well shit, what do we do then? It's like we must, like as you say, 3 months to prep for this. We should have already done all of the groundwork with the players, which to be fair with Mamouche, it sounds like we have done. B, sounded out the clubs, see whether they'll sell him and how much for, if they're even willing to. And C, lined up 4 or 5 possible alternatives and done the same kind of groundwork with those. But that's what minimum. To cover the absolute shit we've been doing for the last 2 months, minimum we should have been sort of getting done. And as you're saying, I'm normally not one for, if it's just one player that we need in January, you can kind of go, right, if this takes us till deadline day, it's one player. Like, it's not going to make or break our season. Fine, it's going to take us till deadline day. But, like, our season hinges on us getting midfielders in through the door. Like, this can't be a January 27th, January 28th plus kind of situation. Like, we've got to, like you say, we've got 10 days till next Premier League game. We kind of really have to have it done and dusted by then. Like, that can't be, obviously not everyone, but at least one, ideally two, sorted out by then. Because if we're in a situation where we're over halfway through the month with this current squad in this current situation, and we've still got nobody in, then it's a real worry. It begs the question.
For me, yeah. It's like when I hear people say, "Oh, but you can't do transfers before January." You can talk to them. Do you know what I mean? And agree a deal. You just can't.
You can have them ready to go,
just
bro.
test the water. Just test the water with.
Otherwise, yeah. How am I on the?
question.
How am I now? Yeah, on the Transfer Markt website on January, all January transfer deals. Yeah, in Europe this season. How come Brighton have already signed a player? How come Hoffenheim have already signed a player on the 4th of January? Yeah. How come these guys have already signed these players then? What, you're telling me that they literally rang the other club 2 days ago and got the deal sorted within 2 days? Medical, personal terms, all that. No. Because you can do it outside of the thing and then you agree the deal, you get it solved. So for me, yeah, Brighton, we've got to have this guy in. I don't know who we're going to get because I think it's going to be tough. You know, Edison, you're not getting Edison from Atalanta. They ain't going to sell him, man. Do you know what I mean? Can you get Baleba? I've just seen, actually, Brighton have just signed a new midfielder. So could you get Baleba out of Brighton?
They might want to cash in on him. That's their main game.
That's their philosophy, isn't it, Jay?
Bringing people in, turn them into ballers, and then selling them off for
making
quadruple the price. That's their game.
Would you pay the money, though? You pay 100 mil? Because they're going to want 100 mil.
100? Is that what we're talking?
Well, I asked my mate before,
I said
to my mate,
Brighton, it will be.
Brighton fan. I said, how much you reckon, Baleba? 100 mil.
I'd be around the 80 range. I mean, it's not my money anyway, so I'd give 100 mil up for him of City's money. I'd be obviously more around the 80 range myself, but yeah, if he's that crucial to coming in and giving us legs in this midfield, then I'd give him the 100 million %.
He's 21 as well.
Yeah,
that's where the price comes from, then, isn't it? Because I was thinking, if you're talking about 100 mils and that, why are we not just getting Bruno in? But obviously, when you're talking about a man that's 21 years of age, then obviously that's a big reason where the price comes from, innit? But listen, I don't think we're being impatient. I don't think we're being spoiled to say we should be making moves or moves should be being in process right now, because this is an emergency situation, bro. And it's been an emergency situation for a long time now, bro.
Seen this for months
that pen should have been ready, bro. You see that pen? It should have been ready to make signatures done like days ago, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. And it's not like the club haven't ever done this before. Holland was done in April. I remember Savinho was pretty much done before we played Brentford away last year.
Oh, yeah, Savinho.
It's not like the club haven't been proactive before, and we can't expect them to.
People just want to give excuses, Danny, to sort of like explain the reasons. Like, there's no excuses, man. Like, this team is dying out for this player, whoever it is, and just get him in. Do you know what I'm saying? We just need a body. Listen, I'm going to come to some of these chats, lads, because they've been stacked here for a while. Let me just come to some of these. Big up to MCFC. Says, good win today. Still need signings. Do you think Mamouche happens? I think we get Mamouche in the summer. I think it's
it slowed down a bit, hasn't it, from the other day? Like, I'm not... Because when I was seeing all those Egyptian reports and all this, I was like, oh, shit, maybe it... But it sounds like it's a load of shit now, so...
No. I think
it sounds like Mamouche has just agreed personal terms and has blabbed to all of his Egyptian mates that he's agreed terms with us.
But really,
and everybody in Egypt has taken that as oh, he's signing for City then, even though Frankfurt have had no contact from us. Like, we've not made a bid, like nothing like that.
Because people still think, Joel, that clubs don't speak to the player before they speak to the club, which is just an absolute BS. Like, you honestly think that's what they do? They go to the club, they spend weeks and weeks and weeks agreeing a fee, agreeing a payment structure, and then go to the player who could just go, I don't want to join. So like, these people who legitimately, that's how it's meant to work by all accounts. But for these people who think that's actually what happens in the real world, so naive. It's unbelievable how people think that's actually how it works.
Well, as much as I want that signing, bro, for me, it's not the priority, is it? For me, a holding position. And a right back as well. A right back is more of a priority than that position. Yeah.
For me, it's DM, right back, and then whatever else. You know what
I mean? 100%. DM's a must.
Yeah, bringing in Marmouche now would not change anything about the team.
No.
I've said it.
I agree.
Everyone loves this guy. I think he's a good player. I don't think he's fixing
He'd
anything.
just be a good option off the bench and as a rotation in the front three. I don't think he's going to be. I mean, he's not going to be playing over Haaland, is he? So, but I mean, he'd give Haaland a rest. But yeah, it's not.
We need someone who can give
him
Haaland a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him in for the Salford game. Yeah.
On the right back thing, I don't know how I feel about right back because, I mean, I'm a Rico Lewis guy, so I think he's actually fine.
I'm not.
No.
He needs it.
No.
That's fine. Look, not everybody is. That's fine. He obviously needs a rest because he's played like most games this season. And I don't want to see him play left back ever. Like it's criminal that he's put there. But let's say, for example, that we sign this Uzbekistan guy who I can't remember his name now. Whatever the guy who sounds like a UFC fighter. That's
close enough. Yeah.
If we sign him, and we maybe say that Akanji goes back to the god tier right back that he was in the treble season, and we just consider him a right back option, and therefore we have basically the having that extra centre back kind of creates an extra right back option because Akanji can then be used out there. Are we fine with that and not? Are we fine with that in theory?
If Akanji plays anything like he did today, then no, because I thought he was absolutely fucking terrible.
But Akanji's another one again, kind of who needs a rest. Like
I agree.
He came back from a 2-3 week injury, didn't he?
And he's done a very good job there. So I would much rather trust him there over our current right back option.
But it's more the fact of it's more just the idea of like obviously we're saying now we need a holding mid and a right back, which realistically ideally we do because signing a right back in Portland means that Walker can finally fuck off. But I think that, if we've got
Joe, I think I need a centre back and a right back.
Oh, so you want both, right? That's fine then. Yeah.
I said beginning of the season we've not got enough defenders, and people will say we got 7. I said that's not enough. Because obviously let's just say Walker's gone. Yeah, get me a new right back, and then get me another centre back, and then I'll be happy. And then I think that's genuinely what we need. I think we need 8. I think we need 8 players, especially when 2 of those players are Ake and Stones.
Exactly. It's not 7. It's like 6 because Ake and Stones are about half a player each.
Because everyone goes, oh, we've got 7 players, and then as soon as Ake and Stones gets injured at the same time, which will happen, everyone goes, oh no, we've got no players. It's like, yeah, of course we've got no players. Anyone knew this was going to happen. So I want a right back to replace Walker, and then I want a new centre back as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Joe, Walker got absolutely cooked in the ground today again. Absolutely,
when he come on,
fucking shit. That's why
I felt like as soon as he entered the pitch, the whole energy from the stadium.
This is what Liam says. Check this out, bro.
Out, mate. It was crazy.
Liam says
everyone was on edge. Everyone was on edge as soon as he was on the pitch, and then within 4 minutes he's booked. Within another 4 minutes they score, and for his sake now, man, we need to get him a good move.
I think he goes in, Jan. I think
he's got to though because he's turning all the City fans against.
Did you see this as well today, Jay, the game? Apparently, I didn't see it, but apparently, He went.
Kev went up to him to give it him, and he said no.
Did he?
Yeah.
I know that he didn't take it, brother.
I know that he didn't take it against Leicester. And I know he didn't take it against Leicester and didn't take it today as well. But I didn't realise that was because he'd literally been offered it and said no.
Well, hopefully that's a decision that's been made internally because we've been crying out for weeks that.
But if Pep's offered it to him, that doesn't sound like that doesn't sound like your captain's
gone to take it off.
No, it was Kev.
The armband off.
Oh, right.
Just gone, I'm all right.
Yeah, it was Kev went to give it him and he said no to De Bruyne.
I think he's going. I think he's going in January. I think we'll buy a new defender and he'll go. And I think
that's the best thing for him though as well, man.
I agree.
This guy is getting torched every time he plays by players on the pitch. And now he's getting torched on streams, on Twitter, in the stands, mate. I reckon this guy could be getting booed next time he plays if this carries on because it was close to happening today. You know, where I felt it. People were wanting to
Joe, come on, Joe.
Nah, I'm joking. I'm.
You're looking at the Xerxes situation, yeah?
Yeah, you're looking at the Xerxes.
He's not as bad as Xerxes.
Yeah, I think it's in his best interest to go.
We need to retire the guy, man, before he retires himself. Like we just take the old dog out the back, man, and put him out of his misery. Because
I think he needs to go, man. You know, like, he's better for himself, and I think he's getting cooked. He's not a good footballer.
We've said this on it before,
and he's just getting roasted.
The guy got smoked down the line off Thomas Souček to put a ball. This big stiff midfielder, this big stiff idiot midfielder who's all he's good at is putting his head on the ball off set pieces, has ran Walker down the line and got a cross in.
It's just a
Come on,
shame that
man.
we're here now. We've said this so many times before on here, but like, it's not like. Don't get me wrong. I think that there's plenty of stuff about Walker that is to dislike. That is very much his fault, and that's not really football related stuff. So people can choose to ignore that if they want to. That's fine. But on the pitch, like the way that he's sort of degraded into the player that he is now, like it shouldn't. That shouldn't, like, it's not his fault that like that's happened. Like, we gave him a very nice contract extension for him to stay here.
Yeah,
he wanted to go after that treble season. He was like, "Nah, Bayern are coming in for me. I just want to win a couple of Bundesligas, maybe get another Champions League. I'm done." And then Pep went, "Nah, Walker, bro. Nah, we're losing Gundogan and Mahrez. Nah, stay, man, stay." And he did, and we gave him a new 3-year fucking deal for some reason. This guy who was so clear to me, that treble season, Pep could see that he wasn't the same guy anymore. He played 4 centre backs instead of Walker, and we gave him a new 3-year deal. And now what we've had to watch, and now what we are watching is the fact that he is effectively just like a shit player now, because
I agree, and people always say, like, people always cooking it. I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, yeah, when people are cooking Kyle Walker, right, he's 34 years old.
Yeah,
this is the Premier League. It's the Premier League, bro. This isn't Walker's fault that he's trash anymore. It's the club's fault for keeping him. He's 34. It's the same with Gundogan. It'll be the same with Kevin De Bruyne soon.
And now
if
it's to
not
the point
already.
where it's tarnishing the guy's legacy, and it's making everyone forget about what he has done for us in the past, man. Again, some of those.
I think as soon as he goes, that'll be fine. As soon as he goes, I think people.
No what? In 10 years' time, when the legacy is truly like that, no one's going to remember this ending.
No,
it'll be all.
But we need to do him a favour and get him pushed out the door.
I agree, and this is why for me, when you're saying he needs to leave in January, it's more out of, and I know it sounds like patronising or condescending or whatever, but it's more of like a respect thing.
Yeah,
bro, you need to leave, bro.
Go and get your bag
me a defender.
in Saudi. Yeah,
exactly. Go and get me a defender. Yeah, go and get me a defender. Let Walker leave, and we can go from there. But yeah, let me continue on some of these chats, man. Big up to Maro as well, who's just become a channel member. Appreciate you, Maro. Hopefully you're good, man. Big up to you.
Maro.
Big up to LB, says, get me Belabor, defensive monster, legs for days. Yeah, I was impressed today. I was very, very impressed. Big up to you. Dog mess today. Better team would have punished us. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. 100%.
Facts.
But we still
Leicester
take it.
The same.
Leicester was the same. Yo, Bray, Eric Garcia calling Savio his daddy, says LB. Fucking no chance. Yeah,
he scored today, Eric Garcia. Didn't know he had that.
Well, don't get any ideas.
Has he not gone now? Has he not moved somewhere now?
He's at Barcelona.
I thought he was going somewhere. I read he was going somewhere.
Yeah, well, let's not get any ideas.
No.
He's cat shit as well.
How is Savio more creative than Foden centrally? Says Sankel. Centrally.
He's going off that second assist, isn't it? Because he ran through the middle of the park.
Second assist.
But listen, that's just because these players, yeah, they don't just have to stick in one area, innit? They're more than capable of drifting inside for a little second. You know what I'm saying?
Foden's not really playing centrally though either, is he? So I think
he was on the right a bit today, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I think it's harsh to say that because Foden was coming off the right a lot today. That's where he was lined up. So, and I think he was better. And we've all been praying for him to get his goal, haven't we? So hopefully with this now that he's got his goal like Savio did last week, hopefully he kicks on from here as well a bit because I think he needed that today.
I'm sure he will kick on as well, bro. I've actually seen some nice things personally in it from Foden. Like, despite his GNA and whatever, I've seen some nice things in it. So.
I've seen it. I've been calling it out saying the last couple of games, like I feel like there's been a couple of things here and there. Still not doing it consistently over 90 minutes, but we're getting
smoked
flashes
Wan-Bissaka a few times today.
Yeah. They got Ruston as well. Says people are blaming Walker, but Akanji's really at fault. Walker, I don't know, man. For me personally, I've got to say, I think Bernardo Silva, it's a horrific pass. And he's got Gundogan. He's got Gundogan to his right. He could have given it to. He's got Walker, who's out wide. He's completely free, and he's tried this shit ball, which got no pace on it, out to Foden or whoever on the right hand side. I actually think Walker then obviously is out of position, but because Walker's out of position because of Bernardo's pass, Akanji then leaves his man who goes over, try to stop the cross. Gavardio's got no chance. For me, it's Bernardo's fault.
Where
I think
that's come from, though, LB, is when them subs have been made, for some reason, nobody wanted the ball anymore from the back. So the defenders weren't even coming to get it off the keeper. The midfielders definitely weren't coming to get it off the keeper. This is why it was wave after wave of attack, because every time we got it, we was either whacking it up the pitch or trying some mad ball for it to come back at us anyway. Like, we need players that are showing and wanting the ball and are brave enough to come short for it, innit? So Bernardo's had to try this crazy pass up the pitch, man, because there's players that aren't wanting to get the ball.
Bro, I'm not excusing that pass though, man. I think with Bernardo, yeah, I've always known that he hasn't got the passing range in it. All these midfielders at the moment, they've all got the weaknesses. Not one of them can play like Bruno, in the sense that Bruno, he can do everything. Not one of our guys can do that. So Bernardo, he's not got the passing range, has he? The pass was shit, bro.
People didn't want the ball in that last 20 minutes. People didn't want to get on the ball. I feel like the players lose confidence when Walker and Gundo's coming on the pitch as well, because they probably know they've got to do twice the amount of running, and they're probably shitting it as well, thinking, oh, we're in a bit of bother. Nobody wanted the ball in that last 20 minutes, man, and it was hard to watch because it was we couldn't get out of our own half without lumping it up. And to be fair, I've criticised him for in the weeks previous, but obviously I came in at a bad time today, so I've not actually had much positive to say. But I thought Haaland was brilliant today. His hold-up play was spot on, man. I've got to give him his dues.
I agree.
There you go, Jay. I love it, bro.
I've been asking for it off him for weeks, man. And the way he held the ball up, brought in others into play, he was wanting to get on the ball more.
The perfect striker performance, isn't it, Jay? Perfect striker performance.
And he got us out of trouble. This is what I mean. Like that game when he wasn't doing it, I can't remember who it was against now. It might have been Villa, where he just wasn't getting us out of trouble by being able to hold it up, and he did today, to be fair to him. So, fair play to Haaland. Got to give him his dues today. He had a great game. But we need that more,
Good to see him actually put a couple of chances away, Nick. I think how many times in those in that run where we just couldn't win a game for love nor money, did we see Haaland like get a chance and just fuck it? Like just like you'd look at it and you'd go, right, treble winning season, Haaland scores that. Like even last season, Haaland scores that, and then this and you're just watching him just like bin chances left and right.
But even when criticising him in the last few weeks, people have been saying like, oh, it's not really his game. He can't really do it and all this. But
he can do it, innit?
He can do it. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
He can do it. He can come short. He can bully people off the ball. He can bring other people into play. He just needs to fucking do it more, man, and ask for it more. And just
I think today as well, I felt like he looked like he was enjoying himself as well.
Exactly. He's got his goals now. He's got confidence.
He's getting his confidence back. He knows we spoke about this earlier on, so I won't go over it again, but like he knows that Savio can create for him, so that'll make him happy in that. So I
probably missed all this at the start.
Yeah, you did. You're coming at like the negative part.
No one wants
which is the majority.
Just move around a bit.
I know. I was getting cooked, man, on the comments saying, "Oh, I'm being negative," but I just come in at a bad time, man. I had to get my good points across as well.
Go on, Danny. What are you saying?
I was going to say, no one wants him to be Harry Kane. Just don't stand still. Get involved.
Yeah.
It was good against Forest. It was good against Leicester, and it was good today. And on the second goal, Joe was talking about how he's missing chances in that horrible run. That was the chance he missed against Juve, except this time he took it.
It was. Exactly. Yeah.
And if he scores that goal against Juventus at 0-0, who knows what I could have won the game.
Yeah.
So I know it's small things, isn't it? It's like moments in football. Like we just waited. We've not had any luck. One of you was speaking about luck, and we've not had any luck in this run at all.
Exactly.
And against Leicester, we got luck, and today we got a lot of luck. Now, at some point, we're going to have to turn our team performances to quality, because you're not going to have this lucky run all the time. But hopefully now we can beat Salford. That's 3 wins in a row. I know we've not played the best teams in the world, but like, not being funny, but when you're trashy, you're not been winning games. Like, I'll take anything. And then by Brentford, I do want to come on to sort of signings and that and speak to you guys about the signings, but by Brentford, hopefully we'll have a couple of players in. Let me just come to some of these last chats, boys, and then we'll speak about transfers and that.
Of course.
More McAtee, Pep is so attached to some players, says Miro. Well, he'll play against Salford, and then we'll see from there. But yeah, we'll see what happens with McAtee. Bill to Alf says, some players can go to New York, then KDB to Bruges, please. He'll be good for a season. He needs to pay us back from when he took us out of a title race, says Alf. Big up, bro. A bit to Echo Falls says, we need to get the players in and find confidence ASAP. Feb fixtures are grim. Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, Spurs. Losing those kills confidence again.
That's why we need those signings before those games.
Facts,
or we are 100%. In big trouble.
Well, all right, then. Let's come to the signings then, yeah? So, we're obviously not getting Bruno. We're probably not going to get Zubimendi. Ederson, we've been linked with him. We've been linked heavily with Ederson at Atalanta. I think that's highly unlikely, given the fact they're in a title race and never won a league in life. Obviously, Nobbin's done his video about Palacios. There's some other names out there. Baleba play today was really, really good. What are you? Any of you guys got any names that you think City should be looking at?
Bro, let me just shine light on this one thing before you get into the signings, bro. Yeah,
All right, bro.
Just this one thing that I noticed today in it about the game again. So,
Mhm.
literally, yeah. So I'm noticing a little bit of a tactical change from Pep, you know, and I think it's basically like he don't seem as concerned with the control because he knows that we haven't got the players for it. So I'm noticing like, especially the last 15 minutes, I've seen a lot of the man just kicking the ball forward, and you know what? I loved it, bro, because like I'm seeing them. They're just taking the pressure off the defense a bit, and they didn't really care about where the ball's going. They just got rid of it. And I thought, you know what, a bit of old school things like that. Old school as well in the sense of putting the left foot on the left wing. Old school clearing the ball. I think Pep's starting to realise a bit, bro, that he's not got the personnel to play how he wants to play. And I think that could be very important going forward to the end of the season, you know, like just that little tactical change here and there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, bro.
I think that comes with Haaland being able to play like he did today, though, as well. You can trust to lump the ball up a bit more when you know that guy's coming deep and be holding on to it and bringing other players into playing it like he did today. I think it's hard to do when it's going up there and bouncing back to us, but he did his thing today, innit? So it worked.
Yeah, go on then, boys. Signings. Where are we going?
I think I mentioned this. I'm sure I mentioned this when it must have been about a month ago now that we were doing a stream similar, and the rumours had just started around that time. But assuming we're not going to sign 2 midfielders, get me Douglas Luiz in on loan as one of the other ones.
We spoke
as a
about
second,
that, didn't
as a
we,
second
last time,
midfielder. Yeah, I want to get one. Pep knows him. Pep loved him. Wanted to keep him. It was just work permit issues that meant that we couldn't actually register him, and he had to get sold. We didn't activate the buyback on him, which is a bit of a shame, really, because that would have been a nice one for us. But I think if Juve are really open to letting him go on loan, he's Premier League proven. He doesn't need to play every single game because no matter what, he's going to play. He's going to play, more than he's playing at Juve by all accounts.
It would be the easiest to get across the line as well, wouldn't it? You could go and do that now if you really want.
I fear that his missus
the guy's not
that
playing.
transfer. You know his missus. Did they have to come in twos or something?
I hope so.
We can do long distance for 6 months.
You are moving mad.
I hope so.
I think I just think at the end of the day, like he's a relatively easy, risk-free signing that we can do.
It should be easy to get over the line.
I think I'd be open to, just doing it with not an obligation, but an option to buy. Like, because if he's mint, if we have him for 6 months and it turns out that he's great and he actually fits in really well,
then
and
keep him.
then we have the option to
risk-free.
Keep him.
It's a no-brainer.
I'd rather do. I think that's one that I would quite like to see us do. But I mean, we've had like some small rumors about it. Like, we've had nothing major, and I think that's kind of my problem with kind of even trying to think of players like this. Baleba, a couple of people have said, "Oh, we should sign him." But the problem that I'm seeing is that we're not getting fucking linked to anyone, which says to me, like, who are the club actually looking at? Like, and this Douglas Luiz loan, like slight rumors that we're seeing is kind of the only real links we've got to him. Or any
and if
other
that was
midfielder
so
for that matter.
attainable, you'd ask the question why it's taking so long for us to even make the move for him.
Exactly, bro.
Like, it's already been a few days. If this guy, if they've put him out for loan now, why are we not straight in there, man? Like, if it was going to happen, the wheels should already be in motion.
Yeah.
So
it tells you that they're either demanding a big loan fee that we're not prepared to pay, or he's just not available on loan.
Or
if they're trying to get a big loan fee, that's cheeky, Like, what are they trying to do?
I know he's just wasting away.
Well,
like,
the problem is, though, everybody knows that we're so desperate. So
for a midfielder, they're going to tax us, aren't they? But I mean, we've got the money, man. So send them the loan fee. Who cares?
I'd be down for it. I've seen quite a few people on Twitter, City fans, who don't want Douglas Luiz even on a loan, and I find that a bit strange. Like,
that's ridiculous.
If it is a loan, like if it's shit, we send him back.
Bro, he's not going to be shit,
It's literally
proven.
I agree.
Proven Premier League player, mate.
We were saying it on the stream last time, yeah. This guy was probably the second best defensive midfielder in the league last year behind Rodri. Like,
Arsenal were crying out for him, weren't they?
He got Aston Villa into the top 4, and was arguably their best player, him and Watkins, right? This guy's Prem proven. It's an absolute no-brainer. He was in the Prem still 6 months ago. Like, how are we not going
Yeah.
to trust this guy on a 6-month loan deal?
I've seen enough of that guy, bro. Trust me now. Yeah, he's good on the ball and he breaks up
Mint
the
on
play
the
really
ball,
well.
yeah.
I actually said it on a previous stream as well. He's good at like everything. Do you know what I'm
Set
saying?
pieces, penalties,
Fitness, energy.
guy
you know
used
what I'm
to
saying?
shoot
Legs.
off corners, man. He's a full-on baller as well as a like combative midfielder who's going to get stuck in as well. So I really don't understand why
Yeah.
we won't be going for him. Like someone's just said, then he had like 20 G&A last year.
Yeah,
didn't he,
10 goals, 10 assists.
Crazy, bro.
10 goals,
Crazy.
10 assists he got last year.
I think it seems like it could be the easiest one to make in a sense. A loan deal sounds like it could be easy done, innit? But at the same time, yeah, see these other signings that aren't realistic. I beg the question, why not? Because I want to see money getting thrown down if needs be. Because why not, bro?
I think the problem is it's January and you've got like say even a player like Edison who like LB says like not totally convinced is good enough to Atalanta. Like Edison is crucial to them, so they're not going to be willing to sell him. In January.
I think with Edison it's a special situation because it's the first time in their history that they're going for a league in it. So I think that's a bit of a special situation. But
what about Belabor then? Belabor, right? So Belabor, Brighton.
Test the waters, man.
I'd take him.
Why would Brighton turn around and say they're not selling in January? Like, why? Well,
they're a cash money club as well, man. That's what they want. That's what their owners want. So if we go and throw enough money at that guy, yeah, we'll probably get him. So I think that's another no-brainer as well. At least test the waters. Go and put a bid in. Let everyone know that we're putting a bid in as well. I need to hear something. I can't go through silence for 28 days of this transfer window, and then us all be going, "Oh,
well, I think that's what's going to happen because we're not getting any links, man. I don't think these journalists are plugged into the club anymore. I really don't. So
I need to start seeing stuff on Sky Sports News, bro. Forget these journalists. I want to see some concrete stuff on Sky Sports News. Man City are in for this. Man City put a bid in for this.
Same. It's depressing, man.
I've searched for Douglas Luiz in the news. And to be fair, the recent things have all been about us inquiring about him or having some kind of link to him. But genuinely, you're looking at like 4 articles and that's it. Like,
is it not legit though that they've said that they want him to go on loan for the rest of the season?
So apparently they're open to parting ways if they receive a good offer. But I don't know what that means in terms of like permanent or loan or what. So like LB says, it could be a case that they would let him go on loan. But they might want us to pay like 10-15 mil for the pleasure.
That's crazy, bro. Especially for 6 months as well. For a 6-month loan, that's crazy.
That's just a number I've put out there. I've no idea if that's true. They might be asking for a silly loan fee, which we're not willing to pay, and that's maybe why.
We'd get that for Walker. Send Walker and just give it him.
Well, they want Xerxes, don't they, from United? So like they need to get some. They surely need to get some money in from somewhere to fund.
Wow, they must be desperate, man.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Bro.
That guy is dreadful.
He's shit, bro.
I don't know. Other than Belabor, and to be honest with you, yeah, like.
Do you know Belabor, LB? He's on like 20k a week as well. You know.
Go and get
him. Not think this guy's gonna want to come to us. We'll give him whatever he wants. Nice little penthouse in the city centre, 150 grand a week. If we make this move, yeah.
I don't get why they'd say no. Why
we can get it over the line.
Why would Brighton reject a deal now in January when they're 10th? It's not like they're 5th and they're going for the Champions League.
Yeah.
They're 10th.
They've been pretty poor this year.
And they're not going to get relegated, so just go and get him.
Because they got to bring someone in, though. Do they have a replacement lined up?
They've already just bought someone, bro.
They've got a midfield, I suppose.
Who'd they get?
1 sec, bro. Brighton, all transfers.
Brighton are active club already. You know what I'm saying?
They've signed a guy called, they've signed a lot of players, bro.
Brighton are active, bro.
I don't know what
and they always turn out to be mint players as well. The scouts at that club, man, they're shit hot, aren't they?
How do I find out like how they've done it already?
Because if you're on about Diego Gomez, he's not really a midfielder. I've watched him in MLS. He's more a winger. But you might be talking about a different guy.
When did they sign?
Oh no, I was on about Diego Gomez. Is he?
Yeah, he's an attacking midfielder winger. So.
Okay. Well, I'm sure if we give them 100 million quid, they can go and find someone.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get someone. Or
just give them
Milner, man.
Something to think about.
Finish it off.
Yeah.
Go and give him Jacob Wright because we're obviously not going to use him, are we?
I was seeing the other day as well. I saw links
going to get mad in the chat, bro.
I saw links between McAtee and Newcastle the other day.
Yeah, well, people are saying now, is Pep just going to start playing McAtee now just so they can get rid of him for a decent price?
I'd send him for Bruno G, man. I'd add him as a bit of a sweetener in the deal. Like
They're
if
not
he's
gonna
not going to
celebrate
play
that.
proper minutes for us, there's a midfielder there who's probably one of the best midfielders in the league. I watched this guy today again, absolutely cook Tottenham's midfield. Not only just winning the ball everywhere, but sliding these beautiful through balls through constantly.
Yeah, man.
That guy is ready to go now, right? Already prem proven. Send McAtee to a club who want him.
See, this is the brother I want, mate.
Send a
Forget
bit
your
of cash
Balege,
with him and
whatever his name is, bro.
get him in.
Forget my man. I want to see Bruno G come in this
Yeah.
club, bro. That's what I want.
He is
100 mil. I want 100 mil. I want the 27, 28-year-old guy who's just like ready to go. Like I don't want the. I don't get me wrong. I'd love. If we can't get him, the 21-year-old from Brighton's like the next best.
I
thing,
think
then
that's
cool,
a great
but...
second option. But I would.
Bruno would come in and he'd be one of our captains as well, mate. Do you know
This
what I'm saying?
guy would hit the ground running and be ready to go from the get-go. So he'd be my number one choice. Baleba, obviously a great second choice who's got 15-year career ahead of him. But this guy's already prem proven, man, and still bossing it. One of the best midfielders in the league. And if we've all heard the rumours about Newcastle's money problems and stuff like that, if we throw enough money at them guys, man, and obviously if they want McAtee as well, then I say we do it, man.
You know what though? It's a shame, isn't it? How these clubs have got problems with PSR and that. Isn't it a load of nonsense? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, PSR's
You know
a
what
scam.
I don't
bro.
understand. Yeah, you
Yeah,
get man like
bullshit.
Chelsea, you get man like United, who are not even getting top four, but they got signings coming out their arsehole every summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a madness, bro.
It's a scam, bro. PSR's a scam.
It was made to
It's a new
protect
FFP.
United and all that, and Chelsea and all that, wasn't it? Protect
Yeah,
them from
man.
all the teams
The
outside.
thing is that you get our fan base now. We're worried about not getting top four because the PSR issues that's going to come with it. But these man ain't a top four for about 10 years. Do you know what I'm saying? And they still got all these billions spent and all this madness. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, have any of you seen that Palacios guy who Nobbins did in his video?
I know. I've heard of him,
Leverkusen.
but I've
I've
never
heard of
watched
him.
him.
I don't watch.
I've
football.
really. I've
not
only watched
seen a
him
load
play
of
the
him,
odd
no.
game.
Nah, I ain't seen him either, man. Yeah, I don't know. We just need to get someone in, man. We've got someone in, and
Bruno G.
I look at that Baleba now thinking they're 10th in the league. If you go and smack 80 mil, 85 mil, see what they say. Maybe throw in Jacob Wright as part of the deal, whatever. Actually, very on loan, maybe.
Where's this Jacob Wright stuff come? Like Jacob Wright is obviously not good enough. Like he's not a Premier League player. Like he's.
But Brighton's like investing in like future talent, don't they?
And you like
people like Jacob Wright.
In Jacob Wright, like 22 years old. Like
they buy these players that could potentially be good in 5 years and usually sell them on for like triple the price.
19. He's 19.
Yeah,
Joe.
just turned 19. Yeah.
Just turned 19 in September.
I don't know. I
thought he come on against Spurs in the cup and played all right.
Brilliant, LB.
Yeah, he did. He played all right, but the fact we've not seen him play 1 minute of football since then probably.
Yeah, but McAtee.
Correct.
Cole Palmer was also sold, so we can't be going off that metric.
What's his name? Nico as well, the tall guy.
Nico O'Reilly.
Hey, I think really highly of him as well, man. But we're not going to see him anytime soon, are we? Unfortunately.
They just should all get a run out against Salford, hopefully, shouldn't they? I think. But apart from that, it's going to be tough.
But that's not good enough, is it, bro? You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to get them in, though. Like we're in that position at the moment where every game's a must win, or we're going to find ourselves in the bottom half of the table. So it's tough, isn't it, to take the risks on these guys? But
but by the way, I don't think that's going to be a walk in the park, Salford.
Nah, come on,
bro.
Listen, they've won 6 on the bounce, haven't they?
Bro, you have to understand these men are local lads, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
These men are some rough guys.
They'll be up for it. They'll be up for it. But there's no way they should be challenged.
It's a derby. Form goes out the window in the derby.
Our under 21 team should be.
Nah, mate. Salford isn't a derby. Let's not have that. Salford are literally like nothing to us. Like
to them, though. Yeah, can you imagine that they were telling the whole family they're going to be playing Man City? All the boys.
We won't lose.
It's not going to be a walk in the park, man.
Don't get me wrong. Their away end is going to be full United fans. Like they've sold it out, and there's no way they don't have 7,000 fans. Like full stop. Like,
is that what they've got? 7,000.
Yeah, well, it's just a standard FA Cup like
that's
away allocation.
That's
so
just all Neville's hotel staff. That they're not proper.
Yeah, it's going to be full United fans who've just like picked up tickets because it's an excuse to be in the away end at the Etihad. Like that's what it'll be. But I think at the end of the day, like. It's Salford. Like
you know what? Though, with it being at the Etihad, you think I'm sounding mad, but it's going to be very helpful with it being at the Etihad because we need a nice big pitch and a nice good grass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they'll get battered.
If we was on their pitch, mate.
Yeah, it might have been
struggle,
difficult.
bro. I'm telling you, we struggle.
4 in a row champions, treble winners, saying Salford's not going to be a walk in the park. This season, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, man.
We'll win
That's-
by more than 3 goals. Put it that way.
Yeah, that's the
You
season
will
we're
get,
having,
you will
bro.
get Gundogan starting in the midfield, and you will enjoy it.
Oh god, Jesus. Yeah, but on the transfers thing, right back. Obviously, we've been linked with this Kusanov guy. I was gonna watch him tomorrow, but turns out he's suspended, so I can't watch him, which is great news.
Oh, he is. Oh, that's too bad.
Apparently, that's what people are saying, Danny. I thought you would have known.
Well, good. It's at 6 a.m. for me. I don't want to wake up at 6 a.m. to watch that.
Let me just double check if he's suspended, but apparently he's suspended for the game. Kusanov.
Has
Maybe
he
someone in the
actually,
chat. Could let us
Have we
know.
actually been linked with like any other right back? Like, I don't think we. I
Nah,
haven't seen
just
a
that
single
other
That
defender
Aina kid there, man. That Aina's a
one.
serious player, you know.
Oh yeah, we have been
Aina,
linked
of course.
with
Yeah,
Aina.
that is one we've been linked.
We've
with.
not really
I mean,
been linked though, have we? I've heard a lot of people saying it and saying like
Yeah.
and stuff, but I don't think there's any serious links out
I
there.
thought we did get a link, no? Did we not get a link?
I thought a journalist. I'm sure a journalist said that we saw it because the joke was. I'm sure someone pointed out how stupid it was because they said we saw him as like a long-term replacement for
Yeah,
Walker.
he's not that young.
And the
either,
guy's
is he?
like
28.
28 years old.
He's 28.
Yeah,
I said
yeah.
in the last
28? What?
Yeah,
He's 20. He's 28, and everyone's only heard of him this season. So do you know
Nah,
what
bro,
I mean?
I've known him for a minute, Jay, you know.
Really.
I watched him last season as well. Last season he was
He's
sick, you
he's
know.
only been decent then for one season because they was in a relegation battle last year.
Yeah.
Let's not forget. So
Yeah,
Is he
Yeah.
not just one of them flavor of the month people where you just didn't know about him? too
it
much?
feels a bit like that.
I mean, if you're 28 and you've been in a relegation battle every season until this one good year, then I feel like it might be a flavour of the month. I mean, Chelsea paid 30 mil for Danny Drinkwater after that Leicester won the league, didn't they? So
strange things have happened.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
What other
I
right
don't know.
backs are we even linked with, though, man? Like, in
We've
terms
not
of
been
right
linked
backs,
with anyone,
bit
but
of a
we have.
shortage of quality
Obviously,
right backs, isn't there?
people are talking about this single guy at Monaco. No links. It's just fans want him. Obviously, Nobbins did a great breakdown on him, and to be honest with
I
you,
think
sold him.
I think in a world where we're potentially looking at one of Stones or Ake leaving, meaning one homegrown player's gone, Walker, another homegrown player, will be gone.
Well, relax with this homegrown woke
We
nonsense.
did it.
LB.
We did the
nonsense.
full squad thing. We're fine, bro.
Yeah,
No,
we're
I don't
fine,
mean in
bro.
terms of, but we're still gonna want, because homegrown players are effectively like free in terms of like the registration side. They're not taking up a spot, if that makes sense. And Frimpong is a homegrown right back that exists in the world.
but still no
he came through
links,
our
is there?
academy.
I don't
No,
get
again,
it.
no links. And this is kind of the weird thing, but
Because we've
but
been
he
calling
would-
out for him for ages as well, and there's been no whispers at all.
But I think that's because last summer, like, it was a no-go because he just won the league and he was obviously like, we should play in the Champions League with Leverkusen this year. And I don't know if maybe this summer coming, obviously this doesn't do anything for January, but maybe this summer coming is a little bit more open to a move.
Well, this is what Ornstein said, Joe, about Frimpong this summer, which is kind of what you're saying. He said, Bayer Leverkusen have no intention of selling Jeremy Frimpong in January. There is a release clause in his contract for below 40 million euros, and it will take this sort of fee next summer.
If that release clause still exists this summer coming, and we're not involved in that attempt to sign him, we're not involved. We're not in that race. Then something has gone horrendously wrong at the club. I think.
Yeah, I think we've got to accept that we're probably gonna get a different type of right back to Walker. You know what I mean? Like Walker's been this really solid right back, like best right back in Premier League history, in my opinion. Yeah, solid right back. Yeah, but not great going forward. I think the next right back is probably not guaranteed, but probably going to be the other way, where they're probably more attacking. Just because when you look around Europe, I'm looking at these right backs, I'm like, who can you get, man? Do you know what I mean? Who's like in that sort of mold?
I'll tell you one thing for free, bro. It's not going to be Rico Lewis.
Yeah.
Nah, come on, man.
Come on,
Rico.
Listen, Joe,
Rico
you're
Lewis
going to have a 1v1 on Rust at this rate, mate. I don't understand.
1v1.
Talk to me, bro.
1v1
on Ross.
It's a 2v1.
I'm backing Steve on this.
You're
man.
backing,
Rico
yeah? Come
Lewis
on, man.
Oh, mate, 2v2 on Rust. LB, who's got 3? Is it me?
Rico
Well,
Lewis cannot be in
I think-
our starting 11 next season.
I think I'd
There's no
keep him
way.
as a squad player.
Yeah, there's no way this guy should be starting for us.
I think he's a
any
squad player.
season.
But I've also
I
said I think Rico Lewis legitimately is a luxury player, whereby in a good team that's solid, you don't have any issues. But in a team that's struggling, I don't.
Yeah,
think
but
he's
this is
the type of player to have in
this is my thinking that next season, if we make signings and fix our midfield and fix
I'm with
most
you.
of the squad, then Rico
Probably
Lewis is a starting right back at that
Probably
point. Because the
okay.
rest of the
Probably
Nah,
then we're
bro,
just-
no
but
chance.
then we're
He-
just-
I
Then
think
we're
Rico
just
brings
carrying him
issues.
with good. We're using good players to carry him along.
Mate,
Like,
did you see the first 3 or 4 games of the season when our team wasn't fucked? Like he was mint. Like
was
that's
amazing.
what he
I'm with
can
Joe.
be in a team that's
He's a
functional.
luxury player. When
He's
you're
been-
playing well,
yeah,
he's a
but
good player
he's
to
been
have in your
good for-
team.
He's been good for 3 or 4 games. You've just said it. He's also been
Nah, he's
shit
been-
for
No,
about
Sorry,
20
sorry,
games.
sorry. I'm
Jay,
not having
but Jay,
that. He's
was
been as
good
bad
in
as
the
he's been as
treble
bad as
season. He was good
anyone in
last
this last.
season.
Yeah, in
I
this
agree.
last 2 to 3
I
months, he's
agree.
been as bad as anyone.
I think he's
But
been
prior to
scapegoated a
that,
bit, to be honest.
I agree.
Yeah,
Oh no!
no,
Oh,
Nah,
wait a
bro.
second.
No
Wait
way.
a second. No, because I've said everyone else is shit as well, right? But Rico is bad. Rico is bad, man. I tweeted this guy's a championship baller that came from.
So would you
our-
not
Nah.
even keep him as part of a squad like me?
I
then?
would keep him as part of a squad to play in the League Cup. Yeah, straight up.
Nah,
So squad
that's
rotation.
absolutely insane.
Squad rotation.
And as a midfielder as well, I do not want that guy defending 1-on-1 against anyone. I saw Wan-Bissaka skin him today.
Bullied him, bro.
Like, come on, man. Even in one of his first games against Chelsea in the League Cup, I watched Lewis Hall cook the guy as well when he was about 18. Like, the guy can't defend. If we're going to
Don't
keep
get me wrong.
him,
Like don't get me wrong.
I off the bench.
I still want another right back. Like no matter what. Like, and I'm not. I think that realistically, there are going to be games where you're going to want what Rico Lewis does, and there's going to be games where you want someone who is more in the vein of like a pure right back, what they do. There's going to be games where like, but you know, if we're playing against fucking like the bottom half of the Premier League at home, Rico Lewis can absolutely do that. Like, what's wrong with that?
And I've
Like,
got nothing against Rico Lewis, right? I've got nothing against him.
I
Obviously, he's a local lad that's come through, right? But at the end of the day, he's not good enough to start for a team who's serious about winning multiple trophies per a season. It cannot happen.
But as a
Is it all right?
squad, you think he's all right
As
to
a-
have in the squad?
As a squad, as a midfielder, I never want to see that guy at fullback
Starting.
again, really.
But like
Really
Joe
good.
was saying, against like the bottom half of the table teams, when we're at home playing well, he doesn't have that much defending to do anyway.
I've seen him get cooked by loads of lower teams this year.
No, not
I've
this year.
seen
But this year
I've
we've not been playing
seen him
well.
put in a min.
All
I've
right,
seen him put.
so you want to keep him then to play against lower league? We're not a charity, man. Like he's not just playing.
Yeah, but you
to
also need players
so
that
we're
can
gonna
have in the
keep him
squad.
just to
You
play
can't have
against shit
25.
teams.
Yeah, but you
like
can't have 25 prime walkers in your team. You need to have a squad, and you need to have players that are not as good as other players, but can come in and just do a job and just rotate and be happy with that.
Are
Like
we
a
also
Kanji
ignoring-
originally
Are we
like
also ignoring
Kovacic
that he was-
are coming to do that.
He's been very good defensively in some games that he's played. Like he hasn't had. It's not a case of every time he plays at right back he's shit and he gets bullied. Like he has
I
played a
agree.
lot of good games at right back. Like this, just because no. And look. I know that in this last 2 or 3 months, I know in this last 2 months he's been bad. But everyone's been bad. And I personally don't think that Rico Lewis, other than when he's played at left back, which is because we're facilitating Kyle Walker, which I don't like, but he's not good at left back. I'll absolutely give you that 100%. But like, how many times, like when we play, we played at our best in the number of times I reference the treble season is actually pretty depressing. But like when we played at our best in that, we had a defender moving from defense into midfield, and we've done that for on and off for 2, 3, 4
agree.
years. Rico Lewis is literally the best player in our squad at doing that, apart from John Stones, who might as well not exist because he's never fit. So
I think
like,
he's the
why would
only one. I think he's the only one, and that's the only reason he does it. If we had
No,
another
but
option,
mate, I'm
think he'd
sorry,
be
but
anywhere
is on the ball and like his movement and stuff like that. It's unbelievable. Like off the ball, he's like the
Joe,
best player.
you
I
know
think
what,
he's the
bro?
best
Yeah,
player we've got off the ball.
I agree with you. Technically, he's a fantastic player, but I don't want to be nervous anytime someone's at arm's length or within proximity with him, because I am. So it doesn't matter how good you are technically. Gundogan
the
is
guy's
fantastic
got no
technically.
positional whereabouts whatsoever.
No, but can I ask
Off
you a
the ball-
question? Can I ask you a question? Were you guys
Go on,
saying this
sorry.
2 months ago, though? When he was good for 2 straight seasons?
I've been
Oh
saying
no,
it all season,
I've
mate,
been
bro.
saying all year. I think he's terrible, I can get the tweets up as well. That I think
That's a
he's
disgrace.
baller.
That's genuinely mind blowing to me.
I'm just saying what I see, man. I'm just saying what I see, and I've got
Hey,
nothing
I'll
against.
tell you straight as well, man.
I've got nothing against the guy personally. I'm saying what I see, right? The guy is just not good enough to play at fullback for Man City. I'm sorry, like, he's just not.
I
Even
think
as a
he's not
squad
good enough to-
rotational option.
Very generous, Selby.
Yeah,
For like
against,
20 games, 20
yeah,
games.
against the bottom 5 teams in the league, right? Yeah, I'll give you that, but no more. But
Nah,
again,
that's
Keeping him,
ridiculous. That's
then.
ridiculous.
What's the point in keeping him?
You
I
said
think that's
Gabby.
hard.
I'm not even
I think
asked
that's
whether
hard.
you
I'm
keep
not
this
even.
guy.
I
Rico
wouldn't.
Lewis
I wouldn't
fan
keep
either.
him.
I'll be honest
You
with you.
wouldn't
That's
keep
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
mate, sorry. His best game he's had this season was against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Like he's not played.
exactly.
He's not played against he's not playing good against shit teams. Like
And
he's played well
it's looking
against
like I'm coming off as a hater now, but I'm just obviously counterizing.
I don't care how I come across
Like
it.
that.
Hey,
Like, this is
bro.
not personal. This is not personal. I
It's
just
not
don't
personal,
think the
mate,
guy's
but-
good enough.
Well,
He's
bro,
just not good enough.
I'm not asked how I come across. People can say what they want in it. I'm not asked, mate. I'm not asked if I come across as a hater or what. I don't like the guy, bro. I get nervous when he's on the. I get nervous when people are in a physical contest with him because I know he's going to lose.
It's
I don't
true.
even-
Why is
I
he
don't
the
even
player?
think he's as good on the ball as everyone makes out he is either. Like
All
everyone
right,
says,
why is he? Why is Rico then this
he
player?
gets caught
that,
out in
like-
possession a lot as
What are
well.
you
Like,
telling me?
dilly-dallies on
Let
it
me ask
too
you a
much.
question though. Why is genuine question? Okay, turn that counter. Why do you think then Rico is a player that like some fans are going into back for him big time, like Joe and Danny, and then some fans are just like, nah, I'd sell
I
him.
don't
Like,
know.
what? Why is he so sort of like a Marmite type
I
of
think
player?
people like the thought of players that come through our academy who are local doing well at the club, but it doesn't always work out like that, unfortunately. Obviously, it's worked with Foden, and I know like you feel like you want to protect him because he's from the same place we are. He's come through the club, the academy. Always look like you like to say he's one of our own and all stuff like this, but at the end of the day, sometimes if you're not good enough, you're just not good enough, man, and you just got to accept the facts. And I don't think he is.
It's not the academy; it's the sample size. He was good for the last 2 seasons and 2 months, and everyone's turning on him. He was good.
Well,
Bro, listen, I'm not delusional yet. I know the guy is very good technically in it. I've stated it many times though. I'm not delusional. I know the qualities that he has. But for me, the overweighing thing is that the second someone's within arm's length from him, he's going to lose the ball, bro. And I think in a long-term situation, he's not the man because in a long-term situation, you're going to see his downfalls. You know what I'm saying? And he's the type of guy I think he can cost you a goal in it.
I think he loses the ball quite a lot as well. I see him get the people nick the ball off him all the time, just shrug him off, and the
I don't think the stats will back that up personally.
I think if he stays, you'll all realise, and we can come back.
So you're all right. Well, we'll see.
But again, I just want to say quick one more time. Obviously, this isn't hating on Rico, right? We're not singling him out. It was a conversation that was brought up talking about him specifically. You could have the same conversation about half of the squad in it, and I'll tell you what.
Like I said, bro, yeah, I'm not asked.
So I just want to say it's not personal.
I'm not asked.
Yeah, I think. Well, I've done a poll. I've done a poll in the chat anyway, so you guys can have your say in the chat. I find it very interesting personally. Yeah, how like it's people that have like just mad opinions. They either want to sell him or they think he's.
I think it comes down to what people want from a right back. If you want a right back who is defensive minded first, then Rico isn't your guy. Like it's that simple. Like I think he's not that defender. And I think if you're someone who's like me, who's all in on that inverted fullback thing and loves what it does and thinks it is by one of the things that by far, not by far, but it's one of the best things that Pep has kind of brought to us and the Premier League in general. Rico Lewis is, for me, one of the best in the world currently at doing that. I don't even think he's
good at that job.
Well, that's just wrong. I can't do anything about that.
But the thing is, right. I know he's good at 5-yard passes, but let's get it straight. As a defender, he cannot sprint forward. He cannot cross. He cannot defend either. And then to counter,
did a couple of nice cutbacks today from the byline, by the way.
In midfield, he cannot attack. He cannot attack. He cannot shoot. He cannot play through balls. He cannot defend going backwards as well because he's another headless chicken that runs in fucking custard when he's trying to get back. He gets shrugged off the ball because he's too weak. So, yeah, if you want a 5-yard pass merchant, then he's great. But aside from that, man, he don't.
Wow.
Can I say?
Put on a poll, LB, bro.
Unbelievable.
You just put, is Rico Lewis good enough? Because I can't.
No, I put the poll question was, would you keep or sell Rico Lewis?
Right. Okay.
And
I think so.
But
I'd still keep him in it, but I would have put, is he good enough? Because I don't think he's good enough, bro.
Just to also sort of add to what I was saying before about all of his positives, I do think that if you're in the current situation that we're in, where the squad is dead, like midfield is fucked, like that puts a lot of pressure on defenders winning individual duels, like more often than they don't, then yes, also Rico Lewis is probably not the perfect guy for that. However, to also counter that, Rico Lewis is a 19-year-old from the academy. Like, I'm not expecting that from him, like, currently. If he was a 23, 24-year-old guy who'd been playing for us for 3, 4, 5 years, I'd absolutely expect that from him. I'd be saying that he's not good enough. But he's 19 and he's played, what, a season and a half? Like, if that...
No,
like, I
but
bet...
to play devil's advocate, it is his third season.
I was going to say...
But he came into this season with less... He came into this season with less minutes than James McAtee.
In the first team. It's his third season in the first team. And if anything, I think he's probably gone the opposite way. Like, I think he was better when he first broke into the team. So you want to see an upward trajectory on players like this, yeah. And all I'm seeing is downwards at the moment, unfortunately.
He came just for reference. He came into this season having played less Premier League minutes than James McAtee. Like, he's not played a lot of football, despite what you might think. Like, he hasn't played a lot.
Yeah, that's a mad stat there. That's a mad stat. Anyway,
I don't understand what I'm hearing here. I don't.
Oh.
He's played more than James McAtee. He's played more than
no Rico. Less. He's played. Rico Lewis is a bit going into this season before the season started. He played less minutes in his career in the Premier League than James McAtee. Because he was a regular starter for Sheffield when he started semi-regularly.
Yeah. I'm thinking for City, innit? Yeah.
Anyway, we'll park that for now. Guys, there's a poll in the chat. If you guys are watching in the chat, and obviously if you're watching back on replay, then give us your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. It's pretty mad. I always find it pretty interesting, the Rico debate. I'd keep him, definitely. This has just come out, by the way. Omar Mamouche will not leave Eintracht Frankfurt this transfer window.
Boring.
Mamouche has been linked to different clubs in England, latest to Man City. There will not be any movements until the summer. I think we might have sort of had sort of like a loose
agreement for the summer.
Summer, and then everyone's got giddy, and they thought it's for January, and then they realised it's not for January, it's the summer. So I think we'll probably sign him in the summer. So yeah, probably now looking at only 2 players, a DM and a right back. But yeah, if we can get a DM and a right back, make them good quality. I think the thing is with this season, yeah, I don't know about you guys here. I genuinely believe that we're only a couple of players, 2 good players, a DM and a right back, from being a decent side. You know, that we can win the FA Cup, that can challenge for the Champions League. And that's why I'm desperate for us to get someone decent in this window for a DM and a right back, because...
And to solidify that top 4 as well.
We need to solidify that top 4, absolutely. And, you know, I don't want this season to be over in January, lads.
Nah.
But if we don't sign players, a DM and a right back, it pretty much is. So go and get me a right back, man. Whoever it is, solid. Go and get me a midfielder, solid. And fucking, come on, man. Let's go do something in this season. Yeah. I don't want the season to be dying. Because the way it's looking, that's the way it's going if we don't sign.
I think on the Mamouche thing, like as Steve said before, like it's not a priority for this window, is it? Like we're not. It'd be nice to have another clinical guy up front, because we are still kind of missing that. But you know, then we're left with 5 wing options with maybe 6 when Bob's back. Like it's going to be like. I don't think it's not priority number 1, is it? When we've got midfield and defense staring us in the face.
I think with this Kuznetsov guy, I think we might see a potential Gvardiol situation, in the sense we might bring him in as one of the best up and coming centre halves, and then play him at right back, in it. I think that's what we might potentially see with him.
Then potentially, who knows? I mean, that's what we did with Gvardiol. Let me come through.
He has the pace, in it. He has the pace to do that. So
yeah, let me come to some of these chats then, man. When are we going to get this new signing? Says Anthony, bro. Got to be by Brentford, man. It's got to be by Brentford. 10 days. It's got to be by Brentford. Luke Shaw talking about Rico. You're always injured, bro.
Luke Shaw.
These
you're
guys
always
say
injured.
Luke Shaw, man, all the time. I'm not him, so I can't be injured, possibly. So I don't know what you're talking about. But again, someone brought up this Rico debate. I don't know how it started. So it's not just a random attack.
I actually don't know how it started.
It came from us talking about whether you'd sign a fullback or not.
For a couple of weeks. Now it's Luke Shaw.
Yeah, now it's Luke Shaw. But I just don't think he's good enough, man. Nothing personal.
Yeah. It's only opinion, innit? You have to take it personally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I don't care. Luke Shaw.
I don't hold a grudge against you forever. It's fine.
Yeah, just
Luke Shaw's doing TikToks with that Molly May, isn't it? So you're
yeah. Listen, did you see the United fans?
Luke Shaw eats good, man, as well. So
they were not happy. They were not happy, United fans, about Luke Shaw on that TikTok.
Of all the lines they could have made him say, they made him say the one about your mum being on benefits. Like, what a sort of like they could have picked a better line than that. Surely.
He got cooked, man. He got absolutely
after they sacked all like the cleaning staff at Old Trafford and all that shit.
Yeah.
Budget cut.
Crazy.
That's not good. But yeah, Jason says, tell Luke Shaw to stop the Rico hate, especially from someone who spends most of their career in the infirmary, says Jason.
Yeah, tell him.
I big up to Ash as well, says Rico is a great player to have when we're winning, but when we're losing, he's been fine wanting. Even when we're winning, he was at fault for goals. Yeah, I'm with you, Ash. I think I'm with you on a lot of stuff, to be honest, mate. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. I agree. I think he's a luxury player, in my opinion, but one that I'd keep in the squad because I think when we play him well, he's a really good player to have in the team, 100%. All right, and boys, so we don't know who we're signing. Today was better in the attack, still not better defensively in the midfield. 2 games in a row that we've won. We're getting a little bit of luck, which is nice. Salford, we should be beating. That's 3 games in a row. Hopefully, we'll win that. And then the Brentford game, really, isn't it? I think that Brentford game for me, just before we wrap up, that for me is the big test because Leicester, West Ham, and Salford, they're not particularly tricky games, but that Brentford game, going there at that ground, I think that's the test. When people say, "Are we back? Are Man City back?" See what happens against Brentford. I think
They've
if
got
we get
one of
a
the best
result
home
there,
records in the league, haven't they?
yeah, facts.
You've got that
100%,
Norgard
100%
and Vanguard in centre midfield as well. Them 2 Vikings.
Unbeaten in there.
Be up for it, man.
Pace up front.
Unbeaten in 2025.
Oh mate, they're front 2 against our high line. Absolutely not. That's why you need Kusanov in. That's why you need Kusanov in.
Yeah, man, get Cousin for that Brentford game, bro. For real.
Oh god, yeah.
Get him in at right back, bro. Because bro, I need to see a proper
Walker
fucking
for the
right
start.
back playing right back in it. A solid guy, man. Where I'm not nervous about that position. You know what I'm saying? I want to look at my back 4 and say, and just relax. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
hope you're ready for that
again.
Walker right back start against Brentford because he's slightly pacier than who else we've got, so he starts by default.
Yeah.
And then we've got Ipswich away straight after that, haven't we? Which is no means an easy game
Well,
either for us at the moment. Just beat Chelsea.
Isn't it? For February, and to be honest with you, lads, like we need to pick up as many points as we possibly can in January. Because as soon as it gets to February,
we are done.
Tough away games as well.
It ain't looking good, man. You know what I mean? And especially when you consider the fact that going back even last year, our record against the top 6 is not good. We've won 4 from the start of last season. United twice, Chelsea this season, and Tottenham away last year. That's it. We're it. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a madness. We'll see what
Signings
happens.
before February then are essential.
Essential. Yeah, no, facts.
I want to see a nice win streak, bro. Like I want to see a nice 10-game win streak in the league. I want to see it. You know what I'm saying?
We've got that in us
Obviously,
this year, bro.
I already know that. Like things, I'm already the league's done. I know that, but I just want to see it for us, innit? Not for anyone else. Just for us. I want to see that streak.
Salford, Brentford, Ipswich. If we can win those 3 now, get 5 in a row. That'd be nice going into February, I think.
And then we got Chelsea after, who are kind of in a bad way right now. So if you
I'm
can,
loving what I'm seeing over there. You know what, Chelsea. I was watching that. You know Matisse. I was watching his match reactions as well. Fire right now.
Palmer give the goal away for that Palace equaliser today as well. I've not heard as many boys on the Palmer train the last few weeks. So yeah, fuck that guy.
That's because we only pipe up when he scores. We only pipe up when Palmer scores. That's why.
I know,
That's
saying,
why.
"Oh, what we doing" and all this, but
we made the biggest mistake this club's ever
he
made.
cost them the game today.
That's Pep's biggest crime. That.
Yo, roll a match of the day, man. What time's match of the day on tonight?
Yo, we're feasting. We're watching match of the day.
We're feasting now, bro. We're watching match of the day again.
Probably on now,
I've not seen it in about 3 months.
I feel left out.
Starting a couple
3 in the
minutes.
afternoon. I got no match of the day.
You can watch the full game back, Danny, if you want.
Yeah, I've got a life though.
All right, then, boys. Buzzing. Anyone else want to say out before we wrap it up? No.
Big up the boys, man. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Big up the boys.
Good
Best part of my
talking
week.
to you
Big up
boys.
all of you.
Yeah, man.
Down for big up for jumping on. All right, and lads. Well, everyone in the chat, make sure you smash a like. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. Make sure you voted in the poll. By the way, the poll result: 75% of people said they'd keep him. 25% of people said they'd sell him.
And
Yeah,
Thank
mutants,
God.
mate.
That's a given,
Bye,
though.
guys.
That's a
Mutants.
given though for keep. That wasn't the argument, was it? Really?
Yeah.
No, I know it wasn't. It wasn't. But I was under pressure, man. I got gegenpressure.
I said he's not good enough to be part of this club. Twisting my words up, man.
Me and Jay was on your ass, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, madness. All right, and boys. Well, big up to you guys in the chat. Make sure you guys drop a like. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow. I got player ratings. I'll do that about 1. And then we're doing the Liverpool United game on the second channel, more LB. So make sure you join me for that one. That should be pretty funny. But yeah, from us, we're pretty much done, man. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Big up,
Peace
man.
out, boys.
Big up, guys.